Hello, this is Chris Morris, and this is my prototype, Victorian Gardens. Victorian Gardens is a card game for 2 to 5 players that takes 30 to 45 minutes to play. To set up a game, each player is given their own personal garden board and 10 tokens which they randomly seed on their boards. Any tokens that are blank are removed during setup, leaving a player with 6 tokens that they can activate later on in the game for a variety of powers. Each player is then given a hand of 6 cards. Then you take the top 3 cards from the draw deck and you place them face up in the middle of the table, creating 3 discard piles. You're then ready to play. On a player's turn, they do 3 things. First, they draw a card. When you're drawing a card, you may either take the top card from the draw deck or the top card from any of the 3 discard piles. We'll grab this one here in our example. You then add that card to your hand of cards. You choose any one of the cards that is in your hand and you place it anywhere on your garden board. In the first round of the game, you can place it in any empty location that's on your board, whether it has a token or not. On subsequent plays, you must always play a card adjacent to previously placed cards in your garden. We'll place this one here in our example. If there's a token that's on that location, you remove it. You can either use its ability immediately. In this case, it allows me to replace a previously placed card in my garden, or if I don't want to use its ability right away, I can place it here in my unused action tokens. Then once you've drawn and placed a card, you must choose one of the cards remaining in your hand and discard it onto the top of any discard pile. If there's ever an empty pile, you must always discard to that pile. Otherwise, you can discard to the top of any other pile. It's oftentimes a good strategy to discard a card that you know your opponents don't want and then bury a card that you think that they may be after, thus denying them an opportunity to score that card. Every single card that's in Victorian Gardens is unique, and they score in a variety of different ways. There's 10 different suits, with each suit having a different theme as to how they score off of one another. With a huge variety of cards that are in the game and all the different suits, it ensures that no 2 games are ever going to be exactly the same, and a strategy that worked in a previous game may not work in the next game. Once players have placed all 10 cards onto their garden boards, you move to the scoring phase. During the scoring phase, each card has its own base scoring value. In this example, the garden globe has a value of 3. They then have a variety of different ways that they'll score extra points. Again, in this example, the garden globe will score 3 extra points for each annual or perennial that's adjacent to it in your garden. So the snapdragons, the blue impatiens, and the lily of the valley will each score 3 extra points for a total of 12. You score each and every single card that's in your garden, and whoever has the highest total at the end of the game will be declared the winner. That's a brief overview of how to play Victorian Gardens, and if you have any other information, I have sell sheets and information available. Thank you very much.